Hello guys and welcome to Cricket Caviar. Today we are going to discuss about Sri Lanka versus England first test match at Old Trafford, Manchester. And it started very bad for Sri Lanka when they were 6 for 3. They were 50 for 4, 72 for 5. And even the English bowlers were struggling to control the ball because the ball was swinging so much. Uh, in initial period, I heard the commentary that Sangakkara was saying that Gus Atkinson is bowling with a scrambled seam because he's not able to control the ball at all. The conditions had lot for the fast bowlers, and I think England bowlers, especially Chris Wokes, got Atkinson bowled really well, and I just want to say that I think Sri Lankan batsmen came after watching Kavem Hodge play for West Indies, because every chance they were getting to pull the ball or cut the ball, they were just going for it. And you saw what happened to Karuna Ratne. That was the first shot. He defended for 5 overs. In 5 overs, Sri Lanka were 5 for 0. And the moment he went for that shot, he got out. I am very sad about how Matthews got out. He should not be getting out like that. It was similar to how Aiden Makram got out to Shamar Joseph that day. Shamar Joseph that Guyana test.
Yeah.
So leaving the ball, not knowing whether the ball will come in or not. But I think Kusal Mendes and Chandimal, they actually tried to, fight a
Bro,
lot.
Chandimal was so unlucky, man. He actually looked so good. But I want to ask the English media now, why are they not talking about that ball? Day one, probably first or second session, that ball didn't bounce. That ball didn't fucking bounce. It just went straight up. Even Shoaib Bashir wasn't too happy. He was just like, okay, I got a wicket, but I know I don't deserve it. So
Yeah. I mean, he was unlucky because that ball should not have, stayed that low, the way it stayed low.
And Chandimal was trying to take them out from a hole. He and DDS, like the captain, they started to just make a little bit of partnership, and then the spinner came. They actually enjoying batting against Bashir, but then suddenly this ball just did not bounce, and they found themselves 72 for 5. Also, Shikhar, another interesting thing was I noticed that you are right about the slow start. Even in 10 overs, they only scored 14 runs. But I was surprised, like in the first 30 overs, 20 overs, they scored like 60, and this guy Matthew Potts, he was going 6.5 runs an over, and everyone else has given nothing away. They were going at 2 runs an over. So again, I don't think it's a good game for Potts. He was quite expensive. He did get a wicket later, but he was quite expensive too.
Exactly. So that's the approach. Actually, Sri Lanka came with a very positive approach. Apart from Karuna Ratne, I think every player, including Mendes, I saw Kusal Mendes trying to hook and pull a few balls, but he was not getting the connection. And ultimately, it was a 93 miles per hour snorter from Mark Wood that got
what a delivery.
him.
I was just thinking like how to play that one, right? Like, because Kusal Mendes had no answers to that one. 150.
There is no way to play that kind of ball. We have seen Jack Scalise getting out to Srishant in that way.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to manage that kind of ball, which is at your body also, and with that kind of pace and bounch.
That was the ball of the summer for me. I think that was just incredible fast bowling from Mark Wood.
Yeah. And much needed breakthrough because they were building a partnership. And after that, Chandimal also came under a little bit of pressure. And it was unlucky. You're right. I mean, Sangakkara was just mentioning his stats that he has 100 in Chesterley Street in 2016 England in a test match. And he also has a ODI 100 in England. So Sangakkara was expecting big things from him. And after that, but what happened is 2 more wickets. Yeah, 2 more wickets fell and the score was 1-1-3. And from there, what happened is just remarkable. And I wonder if the top order also could have, just applied themselves, like how beautifully Dhananjaya de Silva applied himself and played.
There were some loose shots, like you have to say. The other opener, forgetting his name, Madushka, he played a loose shot. And then coming to Mendes also, he had an opportunity to score some runs. He also played a loose shot.
Yeah, and coming to Mendes, he was playing well. Actually, I was watching him bat. He was playing well, but he went for one shot too many. he couldn't
Also, man,
improve
we
his
have to
average
give
of
credit to
100.
Chris Wokes. He bowls that perfect fourth or fifth off stump line. So it's like
Yeah.
it's very easy to nick it. it's uh, it's easy to make that mistake.
And after
But
that, I
DDS
think
counterattacked
Dhananjaya.
so well, man. 74 of
Yeah.
83. He played the perfect baseball reply innings. So, like, very
He
good
was
captain.
at one point of time scoring at 100 plus strike rate. So
Yeah,
he
yeah,
was around 68 of 64 or something.
yeah.
And he was middling everything. I mean, he was playing with so much of grace and elegance. And yesterday we discussed in the preview that he's the main guy.
Yeah,
And why they are hyping up Karuna Ratne, we don't know, because DDS is the main guy. We have seen
exactly.
in Sri Lanka versus Pakistan test also
Hmm.
that he's the main guy, and he proved that he is the one who. But I think he got that support and faith from Milan Ratnayeke, who was debuting at 28 years
Wow.
old, and he got that support and faith that this guy can stand one end, and so I can play freely and take the score forward. I think it was a 66 runs partnership, if I'm not wrong,
Yeah.
and it was
But
very valuable
still, at the time
partnership.
when DDS got out, he was only in the 30s. So to carry on
Hmm.
from there with the number 10 Vishwa, I think
10.
it was Vishwa.
Vishwa Fernando, man,
That
he
was
played an epic
amazing.
knock.
And Vishwa actually played a very good innings. He played just like a defense innings, like Jason Gillespie. So
He was at one point of time, Vishwa's score was 2 of 43. 2 runs of 43 balls. And then he scored a 4 something, so it became 7 of 44.
and the impressive
But
thing from Milan was like, yeah, okay, he hit
hmm,
a cover drive to Wood at when he
hmm,
was two.
hmm,
But after he got
hmm.
into the 40s, he charged against the spinners. He hit two sixes and he
and
tried to
and
accelerate
the
so well.
most heartening thing I'll tell you, Pratik, he was getting banged on his gloves. So they were attacking his rib cage. But what Ollie Pope made a mistake. Nasir Hussain was just saying it on commentary that he didn't keep a forward shot leg for
Hmm.
Milan again with fast bowlers. He was keeping it with the spinners, but not
Oh.
when fast bowlers were bowling. And
Hmm.
he was getting banged on the gloves. So he got a treatment also for his fingers because his fingers were totally battered by by the fast bowling of Gus Atkinson and Mark Wood in particular. But so what he did was, after getting battered 3-4 times, he started pulling the ball because he's a
Hmm.
tail ender after all.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
started pulling the ball. He started hooking the ball.
He got
But
uncomfortable.
even his pulls and all those things were finding the boundary somehow, or just dropping short of the fielder. So he played a brilliant knock, and when the ball was full, he drove it down the ground into the cover. So he played all those shots, and spinners, when he attacked the spinners, he shielded Vishwa Fernando very well. He was able
Yeah.
to minimize the number of balls Vishwa Fernando faced. He was taking single on fourth or fifth ball of the over. So he managed that part of the innings brilliantly. And I think that was a 50 runs partnership and the highest score by a number 9 on debut. I'm going to put this as a quiz question in my weekly review, actually. So we are going to start the quiz section. And
Yeah.
this is the highest score by a number 9
So incredible
batsman
that
on
number 10 and
debut.
11 have scored more than the number 9.
And yeah, there have been two hundreds by debutants at number 10 position, and there has been a 98 by Ashton Agar at number 11 position. But incredible, it seems
And
that
I think
number
number
9
8,
don't.
I think maybe it's Broad with 169 score. Maybe like he was 7 or 8, I think.
No, it was not on debut.
Uh,
No, it was not on
oh,
debut.
this is on
But
debut. On debut. Yes, it's not
yeah,
on.
it's on debut, man. वैसे
Yeah,
तो
all
number 9
time.
they have.
Yeah, there must be Wasim
Yeah,
Akram or
that's what
someone.
I was saying. That number 9 seems to not bat with responsibility, specifically on debut,
Yeah.
because their highest score is just 71. And I was seeing the second highest score is Darren Goff, 65. And the
No,
next third highest score onwards, everyone is in 50s.
no.
So there have not been big scores from number 9 position on debut. So I
Hmm.
think this is an incredible knock. And the guy who
No,
has
it
scored
was
100
incredible.
from
Like the
number 10
scenery
is
was so
Abu
beautiful,
Ghazi.
man. Whole day that it was such dark clouds, and then it was such an amazing thing to see, like tailenders struggling, and then that partnership from Vishwa and Ratnayake was like
Mm.
amazing. Yeah, like going to
And
236 from the situation they were, like that was
and
that
they
take.
got the advantage that in the later part of innings, I don't know if it was an advantage or disadvantage, because both of them eventually got out to spinners, but
Yeah,
England were forced to bowl only spin because the light was fading, and umpires asked England only to bowl spin. So
but
they got some runs, but I think they were managing fast bowlers even better That's what I felt. So maybe it counted as a disadvantage also, that they got out in lieu of big shots, because Milan Ratnayeke, he could have, if he could have stood there for more hours, I'm sure he could have got
Actually,
near
there
to
was a
100
dreaded
also.
run out at the end. So it had all the thrills yesterday. In yesterday's game, we saw rain, then we saw like 6 for 3, then we saw some good batting, and the day finished with a run out. Actually, the day finished with something silliness from Sri Lanka, which I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, that we'll come to that later, but I'm so happy about one thing. Yesterday, Jamie Smith missed a stumping of Dhananjaya De Silva, and I'm so happy he got punished, and he was exposed that he's such a fraud wicket keeper, and they got punished for not playing Ben Foakes.
I
So
hope
I'm
Lawrence
so
get
happy.
exposed today, so I can also say that my Bairstow is not playing.
Yeah, Lawrence, I mean, yesterday they were actually, when the spinners were starting to bowl, so they were actually talking about Dan Lawrence was warming up, because he is also bowling a lot of overs in county.
He
With
bowled
his
in
off
India
spin.
also. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, but he didn't get to bowl. So only Bashir, Root, and last, I think Bashir and Root were bowling in the end. Yeah.
Yeah, but man, why did Sri Lanka bowl? Like, why? Right? Already you only have 236 runs cushion, and then you're not using the new ball used by the fast bowlers. So I think that silliness might cost them, man. Like that.
Yeah, they wasted 4 overs of the new ball actually. And there was no reason for them to come out. I think the only reason they may have thought that something could happen in the darkness, because England batsmen would not be able to see.
England
but I think it's
easily
okay.
stole
After
22 runs. Yeah.
After 4 overs, some sense prevailed in them. That was because there was still some 10 minutes left in the game. They could have gone on, but after that they called back their bowlers.
There was only one moment, if you remember, if Mendes had hit, there was a run out chance when Prabhat was bowling his first over. But other than that, England looked very comfortable against the.
Yeah, will be interesting to follow today's day. Let's see. And I'm only sad of one more thing, that an Indian held the record for highest score by a debutant at number 9 position. That was Balwinder Sandhu, and it was in a crushing innings defeat in Pakistan, Hyderabad of Sindh. Where Pakistan had scored 581 for 3, and India were all out for 119 and 170, something like that. So it was a very sorry scorecard for Indians that I saw after. And I saw that series, and entire series, we were losing so badly to Pakistan.
Actually, don't remember such a crushing innings defeat. It was after you shared that screenshot. Yeah.
Kapil Dev was bowling 30 overs and taking no wickets, and Imran Khan was taking 6 wickets. I think it was reverse swing magic or something, because it was amazing.
Chika, there was another test match in Rawalpindi. Have you also followed that?
Yeah, because there is no live telecast in India, sadly, I couldn't follow that test match. I was watching England versus Sri Lanka almost ball by ball, but I was just following the scores. And actually, I am very sad about Bangladesh losing an advantageous position of 16 for 3, because they got Abdullah Shafiq, they got Babar Azam, and another batsman. I think it was Shan Masood. Actually, Shan Masood's dismissal was really controversial. I just want to talk about that. I don't know what kind of third umpires they have right now, because that was clearly not out. It was hitting the pad, and the umpire just gave it caught behind. So it was a bad call by the third umpire. Very bad use of. I mean, the technology was right. Fair to the technology, it was correct, but the third umpire made a bad judgment, and it could have costed Pakistan, because after Babar Azam got out after just 2 balls, and I think in Australia he also got out in a similar way. In Australia or New Zealand, I think he got out in those in that T20 series. He also got out in a similar way. Just that's how Dhananjaya De Silva also got out, just pushing it to the leg side and getting out. But Shoriful was on fire, and Hassan Mahmood was also bowling.
There was an incredible catch in the slip for Abdullah Shafiq. Like he went for a wide delivery. What a catch to start the match! Like perfect.
Yeah, that guy is that Zakir Hassan. And yesterday in preview, we were discussing that one out of Shadman Islam and Zakir Hassan will play, but both are playing. And Mahmudul Hassan Joy is not playing. So, so that Zakir Hassan catch was incredible. I mean, it was just like Dinesh Karthik in that T20 World Cup versus South Africa, how he caught behind his
But
body.
It really took me by surprise, an Asian fielder diving like Cameron Green. So it was a very good catch. But then comes the legendary batsman, middle order batsman, Saud Shakeel, and he delivers again. He delivers one more time. What a player.
Man. He's
easy on the eyes.
I want to make a video with the title that Saud Shakeel is the real prince and Shubman Gill is the fraud prince. So, because if Babar Azam is the king, he looks like the king has lost his throne. But Saud Shakeel, within 1 year, what he has done for Pakistan cricket and the stability he has provided. Yesterday, again, with a young Saim Ayub, he was motoring the innings beautifully.
Ayub played well though. Ayub played well for his 50. I think he made a 50. Yeah, he played really well.
Yeah, he made 56.
And I think Saud Shakeel changed his hairstyle. Like he's just gone, like he trimmed his head, I think. Talking about hairstyle, this guy is just like one test series old, and Atkinson has already colored his hair to like following some trend from Jimmy Anderson. I was just noticing some things yesterday.
Yeah. Saud Shakeel didn't take any risk. If you see his shots, he's just nudging their hair there. But
that's the test cricket, right? That's why we used to like that guy Henry Nichols also. That's how you need a middle order player.
Just a gritty grafting player. But if you see Saim Ayub, he stepped out to Mehdi Hassan Miraj and hit him for a 6 straight on the straight boundary. So both were playing totally different styles of cricket, and now there is another partnership going on with Rizwan. So let's see how. I think the match is going to start. But very disappointed with how Pakistani groundsmen handled the situation yesterday. With bright sunshine also, they were not able to get the match.
There should have been more overs yesterday for sure. Not pleasing. But such less test cricket happens there, so maybe they're not used to doing this mopping job. Also, like it doesn't rain much in India.
In fact, I think Sri Lanka groundsmen are the best in the world because they can get the match started. They cover the entire ground. They get the match started from any position. And even the Bangladesh, there is one stadium in Dhaka, Bangabandhu Stadium, I think Mirpur Stadium, where the drainage facility is excellent. But Pakistan, I'm so sad that they haven't got the best of drainage facilities.
Well, it was a thrilling day. Asian teams playing Test cricket again, and 2 matches in one day. We enjoyed both of the day 1, and looking forward to day 2.
Yeah, and only the interest will be further increased only if Bangladesh and Sri Lanka, the underdogs of both these series, are able to put up a fight. Only then the people who are not following or not watching will also start watching.
So it is very important that these 2 sides get the host out today, because England, especially Sri Lanka, has to get them out in not just that today. They have to get them out in 2 sessions, because if you see the English scoring rate, they will probably score 150 runs a session, and they will already reach close to 250 or 300 if they play for 2 sessions. So you can't let them bat more than 2 sessions. That's a big pressure on Sri Lanka team in that perspective.
And there will be, both the teams will also be probably looking for a draw, because the weather is such. They may be thinking that let's settle with a draw and try for a draw. That
definitely
can also be possible.
Yeah, let's see.
Anyway, thanks Pratik. Thanks, and let's see what happens, how the day pans out today. Thank you, Pratik, for joining. Please subscribe our channel Cricket Caviar, guys. Thank you for watching.
Thanks, Shane.